I'd now like to introduce, I think, Sanjeev Rana, if you'd like to give some idea of use cases or requirements.
Yeah, good afternoon. Am I audible? Yeah. Well, I'm Sanjeev Rana. I'm from Tata Power Delhi Distribution. So, basically, I will be speaking on the need and opportunity of communication from power distribution point of view. I will be speaking on what we have done in communication, how we have created our communication infrastructure, how we have been able to achieve our targets with the help of a reliable, interoperable communication infrastructure. So I will be covering basically what we have done in Tata Power Delhi Distribution. So about TPDDL, we are a joint venture between Tata Power and Government of Delhi, and we are power distributor in north and northwest part of Delhi, covering 510 square kilometer of area, and our peak demand is 1700 megawatt with a population of almost 7 million. So these are some of the figures which tell us about journey. Like we started our operations from Delhi Electricity Board, DESU, in 2002, and at that time the AT&C losses were 52%, and now it is less than 10%. If you talk about the system reliability, it has been improved from 70% to 99%. Peak load is almost 83% increase in the peak load. And if you talk about the employee strength, it has been reduced by the 38%. So we have been able to achieve these results, like reduction of AT&C losses, major because of technology intervention. Tata Power Delhi Distribution, we have implemented technologies in each and every vertical of the distribution sector, like in commercial, operations, IT. So we are the front leaders in technology introduction in the distribution sector. So if you talk about the communication network in the Tata Power Delhi, we established our communication network in 2004-05 just to support our operational applications like SCADA, teleprotection, GIS system, outage management system. We draw our roadmap, technology roadmap. As per the technology roadmap, foundation technologies were the communication network and the GIS. So first of all, we started with our communication network just to support our operational applications, commercial applications, and ERP systems and SAP and email system. Now we are upgrading our communication network to next gen just to support the smart grid applications if you talk about what we implemented in 2004-05, and we implemented technologies as per a certain roadmap, that is GSAS, then GIS, outage management, and all those applications. But now the challenges are different, like smart grid applications are coming up, that is advanced metering infrastructure, distributed energy resources, solar is coming up in a big way, electric vehicle charging stations, billing, monitoring, controlling is a challenge for the distribution utilities, then mobile workforce, now consumer energy management system. Now another challenge is the security system, that is most of our grid substations, they are unmanned. We need to have integrated security systems, and from the consumer point of view, we need to have a automatic demand response system. We carried out a big pilot project in Delhi on RF mesh using at 867 megahertz. Then other consumer energy management programs are going on. So this is the communication connectivity diagram of our like we have our like zonal offices to carry out the O&M work. We have our 6633 kV grid substations. Then call centers. We have 2 call centers, like commercial call centers and consumer like complaint call centers. Then we have many operational offices, 2 data centers we have built, primary data center and secondary data centers. Both of our data centers, they are in hot standby and like they are connected through a communication dedicated communication channel. So this is the backbone network. Like we have, our approach was different. So we created our own communication infrastructure by laying fibers. So whenever we are laying underground power cables, we are laying fibers with the same power cable. We have used OPGW wherever it was possible. So if you can see we have almost in 510 square kilometer 300 kilometer of the fiber network, and most of this network is like underground or on OPGW. So we have created, like there are the rings like electrical in communication also we created ring. Like if you can see there is 1 core ring and 6 sub rings. So core rings is the capacity we designed our core ring to carry a capacity of 2.4 Gbps at that time. That is, it was on STM16 and our sub rings were on STM4. Now there was a challenge, there were fiber cuts, there were media cuts, there are so many construction activities going on in Delhi. So there was a problem that even though we use the technology Ethernet over SDH, and whenever there was a single fiber cut, the technology was there to protect the data. That is, whenever there is single fiber cut, it will be automatically rerouted through the technology. But what happens if there are 2 fiber cuts at the both ends of the node, then that particular node or that particular ring is completely out. So what we did is we created a backup for the fiber on the RF microwave links. So we connected microwave links between adjacent rings, so that if there is a media cut, if there is 2 media cuts on the same side, all the routers will take care of it. Routers we have configured, like they are in OSPF mode, they are in continuously sensing whichever media is available. So whenever if there is a fiber cut, fiber is not available, the data is rerouted to the microwave. So we have been able to achieve almost more than 99.5 reliability of communication by using this topology, fiber ring topology and the microwave links as the backup. So this is our communication backbone network. Like if we see, again we hired one consultant to design our roadmap for next 10 years. And if we see the communication architecture which is required for a power distribution utilities, like we need to reach to the consumer homes. We need to control consumer devices like automatic demand response. So there are other challenges, like smart meters are there at consumer houses, appliances are there, distributed generation is there, electric vehicles are there, and maybe so the challenges are altogether different for a distribution utility. So a distribution utility need to create a communication network considering all those factors, because they need to have a monitoring as well as billing. Then different applications, they need to support different kind of latencies, bandwidth requirements are different, and there are so many products. Like if you talk about the communication network, in the access network, that is between the utility backbone and the consumer house. So there are distribution transformers, there are sectional edges, reclosures, ring main units, there are so many field network elements. So utility need to connect those, meter those and control those access network devices. Then another challenge, communication challenge with the utilities is to connect to the external world. Like you need to, there are many applications, web-based applications, ERP systems, so you need to connect to your utility backbone. Even if you are carrying out a program like incentivizing consumers for their participation in demand response activities. So you need to give them certain tools to monitor their consumptions, maximum demand is going high or power factor is going low. So you need to create some applications. So for that you need to give them the access to your database. So that is another challenge with the communication challenge with the distribution utilities. So what we did is we created our own optical fiber network. Then the technology we use at that time is 2004-5 is Ethernet over SDH, and the protection technology was the RPR technology, but unfortunately that was a proprietary technology. Now this TDM is on the sunset years. We are facing problems with the limitation, if AMI is coming up in a big way, then you need to handle a big data. There are so many applications in the, you need to have so many interfaces. So there were challenges with the SDH, existing SDH technology. So we are upgrading our communication technology to the PSTN technologies. That is, we are moving towards the MPLS technologies. So basically SDH technology was a layer 2 technology, and now we are moving to the MPLS technology. That is, it has got the functionalities of both performance of layer 2 and connectivity and other characteristics of layer 3, and it is, you can say, you can customize it to have the benefits of SDH technology also. So in the backbone we commissioned SDH technology. Now we have moved over to the MPLS technology to take care of the bandwidth requirement and other functionalities. So, and for the last mile communication there is a challenge, because we are very strong in the backbone communication network. We have our own fiber, we keep on laying optical power cables, and we keep on adding fibers. So there we are very strong. We have technology, we have fiber, everything, but the challenge is in the last mile connectivity. That is, you need to create a network to reach to the consumer home. You need to create a network which can take care of your access network, that is field equipments, ring main units, and all those equipments. So we carried out many pilots to conclude to reach to a technology what we should do, because we have 65,000 meters which are on AMR, so they are automatic meter reading, but we have distribution automation system which we were running in using the GPRS, and it was a failure for us. If I share my experience on the automatic demand response also, we carried out this project, automatic demand response through smart metering. Here we created two networks. One network was to control the devices, consumer devices, that was on GPRS, and another was on RF mesh, 865, 867. So smart metering we did on 865, 67 RF mesh, and the control was on, demand control was on GPRS. Now if I will share the results, the reliability of the RF mesh was more than 99%. In last 1 year, I have not seen a failure, I have not seen a drop. And GPRS we tried everything, all the operators, and it was never more than 36 to 40%. So we tried many technologies with different solution providers, 865, 867. Then we carried out pilots on the PLC. We were into we were not whether we should go for the PLC or we should go for the RMS. That was another challenge. Okay, where we should implement PLC or where we should design our RF, that was a challenge. So in the PLC also we carried out pilots on the LV PLC, also on HV PLC, and we carried we tested our distribution automation on GPRS, 3G and all. So it was almost 2-year experience for us on pilot. So based on those pilots, we there were certain learnings which I would like to share with all. See, these are our specific, because communication network is there are so many factors which decide for a distribution utility how should they go. It's a geography, topology, spread of consumers. But for us, what we found in our pilots is in the RMS technology, from a utility point of view, I should be able to create a network which is not proprietary. Okay, so whatever devices tomorrow, there are many new technologies are coming up, many new devices are coming up. So our wish is it should be a plug and play device. We should not be like we should not. Generally, it happens कि some technology comes, then after 6 months or after 1 year, another place this is obsolete technology, and I will not be able to integrate with this. That's even in automation also we face this problem. So the RF technologies should be proprietary in nature, and there are certain challenges like line of sight issues whenever there are big buildings, whenever there are meters in the basement, and of course if the meters are in a metallic enclosure. So there are challenges with the RMS technology. We carried out pilots on 2.4, 5.8 both. Okay. So another is like benefits of RMS technology is it is best suitable when population density is high and meters forms a natural mesh. So the more number of end elements, the better is the mesh network. And the main advantage is multi-application support. So we need to like we need to implement many applications. Like we need to have AMI, demand response, solar control. So you need to prioritize them because we can afford some latency on the AMI data, but in case of the DA we will not be able to afford latency. So the communication network for the last mile, it should have some, so I will be wrapping. So it should be able to like create security, then quality of service, then that kind of requirements are there for the RF mesh network. And in the there were challenges with the PLC. We carried out PLC on the LV side also. We carried out PLC on the HV side also, and we found that there were certain challenges as far as there are so many protocols, products, and there are certain challenges with the power line as far as the like creating a unified end-to-end communication network. If the utility want to create a network which they are able to like reach from their backbone network to the last mile, then there is a challenge with the PLC, and it is suitable for remote areas and where the advantage is like if RMS can take care of the consumer indexing, that what energy auditing and consumer indexing, what the PLC way, it is the best suited. So based on our experiences, what we have done in, like if I summarize my presentation, what we did in Tata Power is like we created our WAN network using our own OFC network, and we have been able to like implement so many technologies. We are been able to sustain those technologies, because implementing technology, buying technology is one factor, another is challenges the sustenance of those technologies. So we have been able to sustain those technologies by creating our strong backbone network. And like nowadays this entire world is moving towards the packet switch technologies, TDM technologies, availability of support then is a challenge. And because AMI is coming up, other applications are coming up, huge data might be coming up. So you need to create a network which should be interoperable, which should be able to integrate, any device should be able to integrate, and which can meet the security requirements of the utility. Thank you.